Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for inviting me for this session with IQI. My name is Ibrahim Hamid. I represent a set of companies which are listed down there. The topic today, which I want to cover and I've been given to cover, is AI and the future of workforce. A very, very interesting topic. I'm very excited to share some of the thoughts, what we have been doing in this space, how we have implemented some of those things, and also to try to answer some of the thoughts and some of the challenges and fears people have in their mind when it comes to AI and the future of workforce. So let me start quickly by introducing myself. Ibrahim Hamid. I've been running uh, multiple organizations and exiting out from multiple multiple startups over the last 25 years. I've been fortunate enough to work with bigger firms across the world, including Deloitte, GM, KPMG, and many more. Currently, I run these three organizations: Easy Commerce, Axel and Olio, and BMN Enterprise Solutions, primarily within the e-commerce space and technology space. Before I actually get started, I would say I must admit that, with the pace at which AI is actually moving, I'm still as an individual and as an entrepreneur, learning a lot. Our organization, our workforce is also learning. So we are not really 100% sure that we know what it is, but we have learned and we have gone through it. So just coming to the first point where humans are actually working alongside with AI, very, very new, interesting phenomena. And I think the way to look at this particular area is to see human evolution. So throughout human history, humans have been adapting different changes, have been changing with the times, been changing with the things around us. Recently, we have came across COVID pandemic, and we have learned how to live in that phenomenal impact which has gone through all our societies and human race. Similarly, another very, very interesting phenomena is humans, and I take an example of human evolution, based on human history, what Darwin has been saying, or all the other scientists, that humans have evolved over the period of time. And I take this metaphor and try to map it against the evolution of human within this AI space. So there are people within the world which we live in currently who have not touched AI, and I call them, they don't know AI. They're least bothered about it. They could be a generation which is retired, or maybe over 50, 60 years old. So they have not touched it, or they are not aware of it, or they don't want to do it. So that's where they are in this human evolution to AI. Then there are people who have not used it. They know that it exists. They're trying to see whether they want to use it. They don't want to use it, so they're getting into this stream as well. And then there are users who are basic in nature. They have, here and there used it, sometimes occasionally, sometimes for fun, sometimes to help out with certain things, but they're not normal users. And then there's a set of people who have started using it actively. I call them intermediate users. They're still scratching the surface. I'm actually among those individuals as well, who are just trying to understand what this can do. Sometimes it overwhelms us. Sometimes it creates a lot of questions in our minds. Sometimes we are too scared about it and try to close our eyes to that. But there are those set of users, and these set of users, they differentiate themselves from the other lot way differently. Their productivity, their understanding to what is happening, and how to use AI to the basic levels is actually very interesting. The most interesting phenomena, which I would say in the that the human adoption to this AI world has been very fast. I've not seen a lot of examples where humans have adopted to something, especially technology, in such a short period of time. And when you look at the usage of ChatGPT and other of those, they're very fast. Uh, Coming again to some interesting numbers, which is around AI, what is happening. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these few slides, just to share what bring the point across, that the artificial intelligence is really rapidly transforming the industries and the workspaces. There are a lot of numbers available. I've put them some of them there. Like 60% of the occupations across industries across the globe is ready to adapt AI, or actually the current technologies can actually support 30% of those activities. So 60% of the occupations can use about 30% AI to support 30% of actually can use 100% of AI to support 30% of their activities. It's a massive industry. This number is still going to change, I think, every day, every week. They say it's going to be by 2025, it's going to be 100 billion industry. It's going to be much bigger, in my opinion. Uh, this is a very conservative number, that currently, if you're using AI in certain areas, the productivity can go up to 20-40%. I would say in certain cases, it can double, triple your productivity. Over this is still a very conservative number, that 80% of the enterprises believe AI creates a competitive advantage. um, and I think I just want to make a point across, that when people look at these numbers, when they're talking about AI, they're scared that the humans are going to be gone and AI is going to take majority of the work, and it's going to be replaced by humans. I think there's a fine balance where humans can use AI technology to augment their work rather than replacement of their work. Some interesting data, a very quick slide. It just This slide shows a research done by Goldman Sachs, which talks about different functions on your left side, and saying the impact of AI in terms of these functions. So 300 million numbers of full-time jobs that can be impacted by AI technology. Could be in legal work, could be in management, could be in software development, content writing, you name it. And there is area for augmentation from AI. Now, these numbers, they look very scary, but I believe that if we use it smartly, and we have yet to see a lot of things which are going to come around AI technologies, we will see that we can augment that rather than replace humans with that. The reason being, AI is going to be pretty biased in certain areas. There are going to be laws. There's privacy. There are other areas which are going to make sure that humans use it properly. But let's see what happens next. Now, having said that, these numbers and sharing these things, it is extremely evident that AI is going to be in the workforce. So the next couple of slides, I'm going to lay down some of the principles of how AI can be implemented, and what are the foundations you can lay into your organization. These are based on our experience implementation of that within our organizations across different functions. Um, and I think it's important to understand that you just don't say that, okay, tomorrow we are going to start using AI tools and we will be AI ready. There are certain guiding principles which which I believe is critical for us to look at these numbers. First of all, the most important part is the training part. So as I remember about 7, 8, 9 months ago, when we started moving into this journey, saying that, okay, you know what, in our organization, to be competitive and to be aligned with the changing trends in the industry and technology, we decided that we would like to adapt AI and implement some of the tools in our organization to effectively help our workforce to be competitive in the market. First thing is training. So you need to tell your team members, you know, how to use it, which areas to use it for, and also tell them that, you know what, this is something which can be used as augmentation. They need to be trained on different tools. There's going to be that adoption. For example, our development tool team uses Copilot and Chat GBTs and use it over the period of time. So you need to be able to understand how these tools work. You need to see how you can train them and work alongside with them. The second part is transparency. I think this becomes a very, very critical area for your organization to look at. Um, you as an organization, whether you're a department head, whether you're managing a small team, or you're in the leadership team, you need to very clearly communicate to your organization that, moving forward, we will be augmenting AI tools to support our customers, and to effectively and most efficiently deliver our deliverables with our customers and be market ready. I think it's also important for you to communicate to your team. Initially, what we have seen, some of the individuals within your organization may not be ready for AI, or they feel scared of using AI tools. They need to be brought up to the speed to make them realize that, okay, you know what, your coworkers, your colleagues, they are actually using AI tool, which is going to be putting them way ahead in the game. So it is important for them to start adapting that. That's very, very important. Then you have to define which functions you're going to use it. So if you're a software development house, you probably use AI tools for software development side, or research, or content writing, or your sales and marketing. You name the function, and you can actually use one part, or one particular AI tool, or multiple tools to support and augment your work. Then you have to also understand that, okay, what are the areas for using this tool, where you will implement it first, where would you implement afterwards, what stages you're going to implement it. Any work, any task, any project we execute in an organization, it has a starting and an end date. Whether you're writing a simple blog, which is an idea, and you need to come up with that blog and write that content and implement that, or whether it's a software development, or whether it's a strategy work, or whether it's a business development proposal. All of them, they have the idea stage and the implementation stage. uh, in my experience and in our organization, I feel that they can be used across all of them. In certain functions, you may not be able to use it that smartly, but I would still believe that there are certain components which can always be used. Then finally, and most importantly, you can use all the AI tools, you can use all of them. At the end of the day, it's a human responsibility. So AI is not replacing humans, it's actually augmenting humans, and humans are the one who take ownership of delivering the task on time, with accuracy, and with full due diligence. And that's why humans are at the end of the day will ensure that whatever has been produced, whatever you have used, is accurate and according to what makes sense. Having said that, the next part becomes even more important. That okay, you know what, I have set aside all my guiding principles. I have enabled my team. I have trained them. I have told them which area they are going to be used, and I've brought them to a certain stage. Then the question is, how would you take control of AI? So first thing and most importantly, understand that AI is actually uh, your coworker. So it is that buddy of yours who's going to help you with the work which you're tasked to do. So understand that it's a coworker, coworker who's working with that. Then the question is, uh, how would you um, how would you use the tool? So take an example of ChatGPT or Bing or Claude or whatever tool you use. You have to tell that coworker what you understand of the task. Understand that the tool, for it to produce the right results, it needs to know the things which you know. So let's say you're writing a content about a website, and you're basically building some content for the website. So you need to tell, okay, what is that company does, what are the key services it offers, what are the key unique selling propositions they have, and you have to explain all those things in simple English to it so that it understands that okay, what what it needs to produce. So always remember, enable the AI tool as your coworker, and as you explain the task to your friend who works with you, you have to explain it the same way to the tool. That's very important. I've seen a lot of our team members and a lot of people, they get into ChatGPT or they go into different tools, and they just start typing saying, okay, I want this and that. It does produce certain results, but remember, if you can give the context to the coworker, then it will do a much better job, and it is going to be much more accurate and much more faster. Second part is, I think it becomes very important that starting of the task, understand, is very very critical. So anything which you do, it's like a plane taking off. So when the plane is actually taking off, it consumes the majority of the fuel. It requires a lot of horsepower. It consumes a lot of energy. Only then it goes to a stage of higher altitude and cruising. So use the AI tool from the beginning of the stage so that the AI tool understand, and you can get that work done. Thirdly, uh, within your organization, understand that when you bring your organization to AI adoption or AI ready, remember that people who are not going to be using AI and people who are going to be using AI, there's going to be a huge difference. So AI actually helps you with a head start, right? So the technology gives you a 20-30% jump on preparation compared to not using it. Your first meeting or your first discussion or your second discussion, or you're in the discovery stage, or you're at a draft stage, if you're using AI tool, you're going to be way ahead of the game. So it's a good start. So starting point is now not the baseline. It is much higher than the one. So if, let's say, the tasks start at 1 and finish it at 100, with AI tool, use of AI technology, you will be able to get started at 30, whereas others who are not using it have to start from the scratch. At times, the AI responses are not accurate, and I use AI good 30%, 40% of my time, and I do verify that work. So not only I verify by looking at the research again, but I do run it by multiple tools. So for example, if I have done some research and done some content writing, I would use ChatGPT, and then I use Bard, and then I use maybe Claude or Bing, and then I at the same time I do some references over there as well and verify the work. making sure that a lot of times, not only that you're starting the task using AI, you can also use it for troubleshooting. If you're software development or you're in development, app development, or doing some technical development work, you can do a lot of code fixing, a lot of verification of the code, or troubleshooting or fine tuning your work in terms of content, in terms of development, and make sure that it basically helps you there. And again, at the end of the day, you are now responsible for delivering it. So again, you have set up, so what we have covered so far, that you have set up the stage for what are the do's and don'ts and enabling your organization. Then you also help your workers give a very good idea of how they should use the tool, how it helps them in different stages, and so that they are ready for it. Now, having said that, I have taken a couple of examples in terms of what we have been doing. We are primarily, a technology and e-commerce company, so we have a lot of contents, a lot of business development we do. And what I've seen over the last 5 to 6 months, that we have constantly used it for drafts. So whether it's a proposal, whether it's a blog, whether it's a product description, whether it's product contents, or you come up with a video and you need a script of those, every single area of those, the starting point is actually, we have a very clear direction to all our content writers. The starting point is actually using the AI tools, and that's where they actually start. The second part is, once you have an initial draft done, which I say in as I mentioned, between 1 to 100, which is 1 is being the starting of the content writing, and 100 being the finishing of the content writing. I think in this way, with the first draft, you can actually do a 30, 40%, or even 50% of your work is already done. Then you go in and do a human oversight. Add creativity, you add different tones, you make sure that it's, if it's for search engine rankings, you make sure that it is properly indexed, and it does all of what is required. And then so as a result, if you look at these timelines, what you see, that the results in our organization, we have seen double triple productivity. Certain content writers, certain content creators, they are way ahead in the game. They can previously, if they used to do, let's say, uh, two two blogs in a daily basis, now they can do 5, 4, 6, 8, and multiples of those. In our organization, we use these few tools. I think ChatGPT 4.5 is our go-to, but for a lot of our content writers, we now push Bing, because Bing has the capability of, when you're doing some research, it brings the references, it brings the references website, which it actually produces. Then we also have Claude AI, and for SEO work, we have started using Style. So these are some of those tools which we have used. Again, a very, very comprehensive and a powerful set of capabilities available. I'm sure there are tons of them, tons of other tools which are available. You probably have them and you have used them. But within our organization, to make sure that we are at least on the course, and we are constantly not being overwhelmed and trying different things, we start with these ones. Then comes for coding, as I mentioned, that we have, although we are a technology company, sorry, e-commerce, and we do a lot of business strategy and consulting. Our DNA is technology. So again, you can use AI as your pair programmer for coding purposes. Similar to content writing, you can, in this case, you don't create a draft. You basically come up with some ideas and some available codes we use. I'll share it with you which tools we use, which actually help us do that. So we can do some code drafts, not the entire code, but certain different functions of the code can be done from them. You can do code reviews. So if you have already written a code, you can get it reviewed by these tools. Uh, and then you can also use AI tools for code documentation, for test case creations. Very, very important functions. So if you look at the developers across the globe, they are very reluctant on documenting their code. They fall short of creating right test cases, optimizing the codes or standardizing the codes. All of those can be done by using these very, very interesting tools. Then uh, the development team, what it does is basically they create the core code, they focus on architecture and logic, and have these the other task to the tool to help them. And as a result, we have seen 2 times 3 times improvement in our development cycle. I've been a developer in my earlier life. I've stopped developing for a very long time, but now I can take certain pieces of the code. Let's say there are performance issues, or let's say there is an optimization challenge, or whether the code is not standardized, or be user friendly. You can do a lot of that work. We have seen our quality team creating test cases from tools like ChatGPT, and Copilot. We use it very, very heavily, so you can do a lot of that work. Code documentation is a very, very interesting area, where throughout my careers, myself as a developer and a lot of developers and our team members, which we have seen, they have very hard time documenting the code. So actually, very, very power capabilities. So I think these two areas which I picked up. There are other areas which I have not put in over here, keeping in mind the time we have. But we use it for a lot of proposal writing. We do a lot of consulting, a lot of digital transformation exercises. So it does give us a good hand over there. Our designers, sometimes they have been using some of the technologies like Mid Journey, and doing some initial design and layouts. So just to end this conversation, I just wanted to bring few points. One is that all of us as workforce, and part of the industry and organizations working there, just remember that the rise of AI is actually inevitable. It's not a question about either or conversations, means, oh, maybe I want to use it, or I don't want to use it, or I don't need to use it. It's not that conversation. um, uh, the most effective workplaces, and the ones which are going to stay in the game, I strongly believe are going to be the one who are going to leverage machines and people collaboratively. Companies adoption like ours, we have seen a phenomenal increase in our productivity, increase, I would say, in satisfaction of our workforce. The areas which they struggled with earlier, now they can easily compensate those shortcomings by using these tools. So it's very, very important that company adopt to those. There are definitely risks and challenges around that, and I think as I mentioned, we all have to be careful about it. And as I mentioned, as long as AI is being used as an augmented area, then we are fine with that. And lastly, and most importantly, the hybrid human AI teams are the way to go. I feel that's where the game is now going to be played in. So people who are, or organizations which are not playing this game, will actually not be very effective in the days to come. With that, I thank you for listening to this conversation. I hope it has brought some benefits and some thoughts to you guys. And I wish the rest of the convention all the best. And thank you very much. Bye.